What's up, everyone? Welcome to Joy of the Hobby podcast, episode 22. It is the holiday season. Hopefully, everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We made it. We're here. We're hopefully not too full, but excited to join Ben, of course. And we've recovered from the race today, or lack thereof, and we're ready to talk about cards. So, Ben, how we feeling today, man? How you doing?
You brought it up. We won't linger on it, but still trying to get over the race. But right now, having a lot of fun going through my cards, kind of figuring out what I'm going to let go of this season, and something we'll get into, like prepping for potential cards that might come up during the holiday season. So it's been a lot of fun going through everything I've got, and then also at times hard making decisions. What am I going to keep? What am I going to sell? It's fun to look at them and hard sometimes to let them go.
Right. I'm right there with you, and I'm looking forward to talking about that. Like Ben said, our main topic is really just going to focus on, how can we prepare for the holidays as a collector, because we all know there are some big cards that tend to get listed. There's some big movement within our collections that always seems to happen during the holidays. We all are looking for a little bit extra money to spend on our loved ones, spend on our collections, and so forth. So we're going to go over that here in a little bit. I'd like to say hi to Matt McNeil. Always great to have you here, dude. Hope that you are feeling great and with your recovery, and always loving the new Astros cards that you are posting. Love all the themes and stuff that he has been. He does a good job of kind of keeping a theme to each day, which is great, and obviously takes great pictures of the cards. So lovely to have you here. We also have Jeff as usual. Jeff, how you feeling about the Red Wings right now? I'm very curious going into December how you're feeling about the team and especially their goaltending. I'm very curious about that. Well, Ben, we're coming up on December here, and it's exciting because that usually means things are going to become available. I always feel like great additions to my collection have happened in December, year after year after year. I had some pretty fun ones to start, to go into the holiday season here in November. But I'll throw it to you first for the first card. What's a card that's bringing you joy lately in your collection?
So I have a little bit of a surprise one that I picked up for $1, and it was more just because it was $1 and I like the card. Not something necessarily for the PC, but I don't know if you remember these. The Hit List.
Oh yeah,
gold press proofs have the die cut.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for $1 for Chipper Jones, it's such a cool card, and I love this card. And I really actually want the Griffey because I like that they actually cut the stance in there, and I feel like it would just work really well with the Griffey picture they use for this card. So got this one for $1 just because it was cool and I got to see it in person. But that's one I'm gonna go ahead and hunt down now.
Nice. That's awesome, dude. Well, and that has the same odds as the press proof of any player, and you get one per box or something like that, or two per box, and there's 250 cards in the checklist, something like that. I mean, that people have so forgotten. We've talked about this, those artist proofs, just how easy it is to forget how hard they were to pull, because there's silver press proofs in that set and the gold press proofs in that set, and people are
and it's easy. Every single card in the checklist, like you said, so the odds of pulling your player are almost impossible.
Yeah, right. For sure. No, they are. Yeah. So to be able to find one for cheap, that's a super. And I hope you're able to find the Griffey too. That's awesome. I love the little die cut in there as well. That's
such a cool touch that you kind of forget I didn't even really, it didn't click with me until I saw it and I looked up the silver. I was like, oh, they didn't do it in the silver, but they only did it on the gold.
I like die cut. That's expensive to do. That is expensive.
That's actually what made me pull the triggers. I was thinking of you and I was like, man, that's a really expensive touch to do on this card.
But I like it, man. It's too bad people don't. I don't think a lot of people know that they're die cut. I mean, I remember seeing it and being like, wow, that's different. I still need to get one of Alex. So that's good. It's a good reminder. Hello, Curtis. Nice to have you here again, dude. The first one I'll show, and I've got a friend of mine who we both know who's moving some A-Rods. He set some of them aside for me, and I'm slowly buying a few at a time from him. So one that I bought, and we've talked about this set, I believe, I feel like you might have shown one from this set recently, but the 99 Ovation Piece of History, the back cards.
Yeah, dude.
Were humongous cards, obviously, when they first came out. I believe this book did like $150, $200. Because the jersey cards obviously were in Upper Deck flagship. Those were humongous cards.
Yep.
But then the next year, 99 flagship had the jersey and the bat. And then Ovation had not only these for the veterans, but they had the same die cut for the bat piece for the Legends, right? They had
Yep.
all the pieces of history, 500 home run club, which I just that whole set is absolutely nuts. I've seen one person who's put it together. I saw it in person, and it was just seriously unbelievable to see it in hand. Honestly, all those Legends.
Yeah.
So yeah, very very excited. I've had this card a couple of times, but for me, it's probably a design wise one of my favorites
So
that's ever been done.
yeah, those who have watched before will know I don't like duplicates in my collection in any way. That's one of the few cards where I have the Griffey and the Bonds.
Nice.
Just because that style is so nice and that die cut is so iconic for that relic. Like it kind of defines 99 for me. Is like that die cut of that piece of memorabilia is 99.
That's awesome, dude. That's really cool. And I'm really glad. I remember when I think you showed the Bonds recently, and I was like, I got to make sure I get that from my friend.
And I bought the Griffey in Cleveland.
Oh, that's right.
When we were there. Yep. Remember, we shopped around and you mentioned you saw one for a certain price, and I saw that one that was graded, low grade, for the same price. I negotiated down and I cracked it immediately.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's really sick. Thanks for reminding me of that. That's awesome. What about you? What's another cool card that you got?
So this is one I mentioned to you, but I haven't shown it. This is 1996 Score. This is the Cal Ripken Jr. card from 96 Score. And this is actually the hardest card to pull. It's like 1 in 360 packs to pull this card.
Wow.
And it's uniquely numbered to 2131.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
love that.
I got this for, literally a couple dollars plus 87 cents shipping. And it's the hardest card to pull in that whole product. Was it a
mislisted? I feel like people probably would pay more for that card if it was listed correct, right?
It must have been. I think, they didn't have the number in the listing, the 2131 in the listing. And I think that's what most people probably search for is 96 Score number 2131.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And it didn't have that in the listing. So snagged that for a couple dollars. And like, that's for me, that's part of my collecting is like finding the cards that mean something to the hobby. And for me, the fact that Score, like they made that specific card just for him and made it super rare. Like, I don't know what the print run of that card is, but it's gotta be pretty low.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because like I'm going and looking this card up and there's lots of cheap listings here for it. And the fact that it was 1 out of 360 packs with how, significant the card is for what it stands for and what it represents, like that's really really
number like doesn't fit in the set. It's numbered like it should be in the set, but it's clearly not. It's just one of those weird, I don't know, very strange way to do it. And like they didn't do anything special to the card other than it's like no bleed.
Right. Yeah, that's really really strange that card. I feel like that should be a $30 to $40 card all day.
That's my thought too, is like that's the rarest card in the set. Everyone should want this card. That's the card that to me like commemorates it's the exact season. It's the coolest picture when he's walking around the dirt. Like to me, that's everything for his record is in that card.
I don't understand, man. I feel like that topic that I told you in a text the other day, like I have a topic that we could do. I think our next episode, that card would fit really good into that topic because I don't want to give it away, but I feel like that card is perfect for that. So great card, dude. That's super cool. I'm tempted to put one in my collection just because of what it represents.
I will say that card is strictly inspired by our 97 Ultra episode, like digging into odds and checklists and like finding those rare, strange cards that people are maybe overlooking. Like at some point that card will be a $15 to $20 card. It just has
to think so. There's only like 10 of them listed or 13 of them listed. I don't know.
Yeah, I think as things get more expensive, people will do more digging, more research, and find these cards like I'm doing right now. Like, what's a weird card in the checklist that's rare that people are kind of overlooking right now? That's becoming like a fun side quest for me.
Right. What's crazy is that card cost you $3, and yet people are paying $30 or $40 for a blue prism out of 175. No shade to Panini, but they do have 100 parallels to every card. And explain that to me real quick. That's where the hobby is really, really just odd to me. But I mean, we like it in a way, company wise. People buy our newer stuff and like it more. So,
sure.
It is what it is.
Yep.
My next card is one that I've owned twice, and I'm very, very happy to have it back because in my opinion, it's the most beautiful card front and back that's ever been made. and it's from Fleer Mystique. So those of you who know Fleer Mystique should know that the established out of 100 are just like front and back, some of the most gorgeous cards that you could ever hope to find.
One of
And
my
obviously
favorites.
the sepia black and white type photo going on with the red deco foil on there out of 100. I mean, it's just a spectacular card. And I can't remember if this is the one. I might have sold this one to Jeremy. I can't remember. But then he sold it back to me. So anyway, I'm very, very happy to have a copy of that back in the collection, because that's like display worthy type card. You know, like it fits.
That is one of those. Yep. If you go 90s inserts, that's one of those you put on a stand that fits, that would never leave a display, right? You have 20 cards that fits in that top 20.
It was voted the best looking insert of all time on, I can't remember what episode it was. I feel like it was maybe like 40 or 50 something, but we, back in the Essential Credentials, we did like a bracket. And I made sure there were 5 people on the episode, and we just voted. And there was a lot of 3-2s, 3-2s, 3-2s. And that was in the finals against the 94 Hot Gloves, and it won 3-2. And if I remember correctly, Jeremy Ballack was the decider on that one too. I mean, it's tough for us because A-Rod didn't have a Hot Gloves until 97, the Flames.
Yep.
But that was really cool to, you know, have those 2 iconic cards, honestly, come down to it. But I feel like those, as much as they still go for, are still very undervalued. I mean, yes, they're out of 100, but how often do you see one pop up? Maybe once a year for every player. So
rare, and especially at auction, they sit out there as like a buy it now price for.
Yeah,
I mean, they're just so expensive now, rightfully so, because I do think they're gorgeous.
Oh man, they're spectacular for sure, and definitely worth trying to get. Did Bonds didn't make it in that set, did he?
I don't remember. Honestly, it would be so expensive that I haven't even looked.
Yeah,
like this is a set where I would grab like an Albert Bell or a Ken Caminetti, like somebody like that, just to have a copy, because I just respect the card as part of the hobby history. But I'm not going for a Bonds on that one. It's just too expensive. But I will own one. I don't own one right now, and I will have one.
Yeah, one day. It's one of those ones where you see it at a show and you end up grabbing it for sure. Any others on your end you wanted to show off? I have one more that came in the mail, but it was a trade. But I'm excited.
I have one sitting here that I'm more looking for like feedback from the group. This is not a new pickup, but I've had this one for a while, and it's continued to sit on my desk because I love the card, but I'm not sure how to store it. So I'm more looking for like feedback. So this made its way back onto my desk. It's the Allen Ginter, the box topper.
Love the hand numbering, dude.
That's relic, hand numbered out of 25. Love that it's got the Ginter design of the mini with like the whole design they would do with all the artwork on the outside. But it's an awkward shape. Like I think it's like 5x4-ish, or maybe 4x3.
Right.
So just a weird shape, and I haven't figured out how to store this. And I tried to send it to SGC, and they wouldn't grade it because of the size.
Interesting.
And I could send. I honestly don't want to grade it, even though I think it would grade well, because I don't want to grade it. You know me.
Good man.
Because that's one way to store it, but I'd rather just find some top loader or something if someone has a suggestion for like an awkward shaped card on how to store, because it's not an oversized, it's not like a standard shape. So anybody out there that has any opinions or ideas,
there's got to be some kind of acrylic case that can hold that, because there's some pretty big sketch cards that exist out there, but there's, rather than one that's got grooves in it, you might end up with like an old school quad screw down that's just 2 pieces of acrylic going together, and you just kind of loosely put it in there so it's nice and displayed.
Yeah,
I don't know if any holders have been made for cards that size, but there's got to be something.
So that's, I'm putting my feelers out. If anyone has any ideas or has run into one of those box toppers before,
because there's a lot of them out there.
And I love that design. And the second I find something to store that properly, I'm going to get more of those. I have it as save searched. I would like to get, there's a Pujols, there's a couple Bonds out there, and they did them for only a few years. They don't do them in that size anymore, but they did them from like 2011 to 2016 or 17.
Okay.
So there's a few years where you can pick up some really cool ones with different Ginter inspired designs. So
very nice.
The second I get that holder recommendation from anybody out there, I'm picking up a bunch of those.
All right. That's great, man. Sweet. Well, this last one, I haven't really told the story on this podcast before, but it's great to get it back into the collection. I bought a graded copy of this so I could trade back for the original. So I'll show the card first, the 98 UD Retro Quantum Leap out of 50. There it is. One of the coolest, most unique die cut inserts that we've ever done.
Yeah.
And I'm just so happy to have this in the collection again. Long story short, I'll be quick to it. I remember it was at the top of my want list for probably 2 years, and found somebody at the National, my first National, that had a copy at home but wouldn't sell it. So it's fair enough. So it gets listed really late at night. My heart, goes crazy, like about jumps out of my throat. So I messaged the seller with a private offer. And apparently it was a wife selling her husband's cards, and that was one of the only good cards he had. And he had it in this rigid snap case. So I made a high enough offer. I can't remember what it was, maybe 275 or something like that, which was at the time in 2019 was a very good price.
Yeah.
Got the card, and they mailed it in like a big bubble mailer, and it was just in the snap case, just floating around in there. Like, so anyway, I pulled it out and put it in a one touch. And if you go back on the Eccentric Credentials, there's a video of my 2 bookcases, and I had this incredible display of cards up, and it was like front and center on my top shelf there, or a second shelf or whatever. But it was cool. I kept the snap case. Apparently he pulled that card. He pulled this card from a box, or a lunch box in 98.
Oh, yeah.
Put it in the snap case, and it stayed there for the entire time until 2019 when I bought it. So when I sold it to Jeremy all those years ago, when I started collecting Fleury, I said, hey, one day I'm going to want to buy this back. But what I'll do is, or trade it back, what I'll do is another one will get listed someday and I'll win it, and then we'll just trade it. He's like, absolutely no problem. So big shout out to Jeremy. He's a big,
That's awesome.
Great friend. He just got married recently too. So congrats.
Oh, congrats.
And he's selling some of his cards, but that one I promised him, like, please do not ever sell that. I will come back for it someday. So, it funded an amazing collection. What I was able to get, those Fleurs are worth 2 to 3 times what they're worth back then. So it was worth it. But anyway, those cards are bringing me a lot of joy. It's just almost surreal to have them in the collection again, honestly. But I'm glad that you've found some sweet deals. I feel like I'm the one over here showing big dollar cards. I should have shown all my $2 pickups. Shout out to Greg, our friend at the Eccentric Credentials. I found this gold medallion for $1.
Nice.
Tim Salmon. It's embossed. It's just a spectacular card.
I love that card.
That was fun. And then I'll show the Keeping the Pace from Pinnacle. I feel like these are super underrated cards.
Dude, I still don't have the bonds of that, but that is
man.
one of the best looking inserts. Yeah, I got to go ahead and grab that.
Yeah, those are amazing.
I think they're still way underpriced for how gorgeous they are.
Oh, they're overprinted cards. There's 2 technologies on the same card. People don't understand that those cards are ridiculously hard to make. So
yeah, one thing I want to touch on real quick though is you are showing off some like big A-rods, but at the same time, that is almost quintessential to like our goal this year, right? Is you're coming back in A-rod, but you're coming back in like very focused and pointed. Yeah. Like you're not picking up, I'm going to pick up 15 A-rods over the next 2 weeks. It's like, I got this one, this is a huge one. I got this specific copy back.
Right.
Like you're coming at it from like a very focused and directed strategy, which I think is, even though you're showing off big cards, it's like, well, they're big cards on purpose because I'm doing it this way because I intended to do it this way.
Yeah, right. Exactly. No, that's a good point, Ben. I think we talked about that at the beginning of the year when we talked about our goals. And I think we both have wanted to grab cards that had very specific reasons for being in our collection. And all 3 of those fit the bill. Or all the cards I showed fit the bill. I'm trying very hard to make sure that I have very few cards coming in, and the cards that are coming in fit the bill. So, like if I look at my purchased cards, they all are there for a specific reason. I'm actually trying to build a set that I haven't revealed yet, but I'm slowly working on it. It's out of 99 from Metal Universe Hockey, so that'll be fun. There's one card from our Batman release and a Stadium Club A-Rod and an auto from Darcy Kemper. That's a rookie. So they all fit very specific, needs in the collection and wants in the collection. And I hope everybody has kind of picked up on that from our episodes, and it's hopefully helped some of our our viewers. I know we haven't heard much from the viewers, so we're going to hear from you guys a lot, hopefully, in the next bit, because we're going to jump into our main topic. I'm going to throw it to you, Ben, by starting off with, we all have this idea of the holiday season in our minds, I think, as people. And culturally, it gets a little crazy. The whole everybody's going out just like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's trying to find the one toy for his son that everybody else wants. But I think in general, it's more about spending time with family. It's more about, you get a little bit of a break from work, so you have some time to reset. A lot of people are going to have some time off. Their kids are at home from school. It really is kind of a mental reset and a focus on family and community. But within that, you've got some major things that can happen within everybody's collection, right? So I'm going to throw this out to everybody and to you, Ben. Like, when you think of the holiday season, specifically like coming into Christmas, what does that mean for you and your collection?
Yeah, the big thing for me is I try to be hyper aware of big cards that I'm looking for that might show up during this period, right? Because one of the few things that's happened, and you touched on it earlier, is big cards for me that I've grabbed for my PC have shown up in this time period. And I think it's just the flux of the period, people deciding to liquidate things to buy something else for someone else, or whatever the reason is, right? So that's happened like a few years in a row that I picked up like a pretty big PC card during the holiday season. So I'm always in my mind thinking, okay, this is the season. Like right now, even honestly, right now is the sweet spot. Like post Thanksgiving, now you're immediately thinking Christmas, and it's buying presents, traveling, getting everything ready for the new year, any big changes that are going to happen in your life. Like all those things kind of combine to like, maybe people are going to be liquidating cards, and I should also maybe be thinking about liquidating some things myself to be ready in the event that something comes up that I'm really excited for and have been searching for, right? That might have not surfaced otherwise. Mm-hmm. So that's like immediately where my head goes. So then it goes to like grooming through the PC, looking through everything. What can I let go of? What should I hold on to? Like, what would I what would I be willing to let go of in exchange for one of these things that might come up? Like being ready for those cards to show up, I think is like almost part of the season for me.
No, I love how you're saying that. Like, prepare for something big to get listed. I mean, I think everyone that's watching live right now can probably admit, and I'll throw this, like, can everybody in the chat just throw up, like, what's been your best purchase in December? Like, I'm sure everybody can think of one that they've bought like right at Christmas or right before Christmas. Yeah, be ready, because big cards are going to get listed. You've got all the big wigs, big wigs, whatever you want to call them, that are holding on to these cards, and they kind of get a little, they're doing what we're doing in a way. They're like, well, looking through like, what do I really need and not need? And you're going to see big cards get put up on eBay. You're going to see big cards in Facebook groups and wherever else you do your shopping. Like, you should honestly do what you can to prepare for those big cards by doing some different things, right? I guess for me, the first one is look through the collection, man. Decide what you really, really want to keep, and decide what has some moving power, right?
And actually, to that point, I'll bring up two cards that I have in the PC, and I'll throw it to the chat too. Which one of these would you keep? So one of these I purchased, one of these I pulled.
Okay.
So I have two Mike Schmidt autographs. I really only need one for the PC. So this is the one I purchased, and this is one of my favorite designs of all time. Passing the Torch.
That's sick.
Great autograph, full size of the card, numbered to 100. Foil on both sides, right? Like, how could that be better?
Yeah, it's pretty
so
amazing.
I purchased that one, and then this last year at the National, I bought one box of 24 Topps Heritage, and I pulled the Mike Schmidt autograph.
Dang.
The throwback version too. So this one, number one, I love the photo. I love like the design of this, the throwback design, and this is the throwback design, so it's numbered to 76.
Right.
Which is super cool. So I purchased, and I love this design. It's the 90s design that I love. And I have I pulled this myself, numbered to 76.
Well, I know which one I'm going to vote for, but I'm going to throw it to the chat. Which card should Ben keep here? Because this is kind of what we're talking about. You've got
sell one, keep one.
because do you need more than one Mike Schmidt auto? Probably
Nope.
not, right?
Because
Exactly.
long term, I'm going to do what Will did and build like a Hall of Fame autograph collection.
Right.
So like that's why I picked up this one originally, was to start that journey and just do it
Right.
slowly over time. And then of course I happened to pull this one. I was like, are you kidding me?
Dude, that's crazy, man. I'm wishing there was a way to do a poll in here. Let's see here. So we've got, can you show them both again? I'm pretty confident mine is, oh, you flipped them around. Hold on. There you go.
There we go.
I'm just kidding. So you got, you're passing the torch on
Yep.
cards, got the embossing, double-sided foil, which is
Yep.
pretty unique even for, you don't see that now. And then you've got your throwback auto, both on card. The throwback is numbered lower, right?
Yep. It's numbered to 7. This is 76. This is 100.
All right. Well, I think I know which one I'm going to choose. And again, in the
And to be
chat,
fair,
yeah.
this autograph is cleaner, but it's
Yeah.
not the full name. Like he
Right.
shortened his auto. This one is streaky, but it has the full name. You can see the D and the T in there.
right.
Earlier auto. Earlier, fuller, streaky, shorter, clean. This is one of the hardest ones. That I've been going through my cards being like, sell, what do I sell and get ready for the holiday season?
Right.
This is one of the hardest ones I've had to do.
Yeah, because I think you could have a strong argument for both. Like I think Matt McNeil and I are on the side of keeping the more beautiful card, like shiny.
Yeah.
But then, Jeff brings up a good point because Mike Schmidt played in the olden days, kind of, and I see that Curtis is on the same boat.
Yeah,
that card kind of fits his era, and you pulled it. It's a Boulder auto.
I pulled it out of a box.
Yeah.
Granted, I wasn't like with you guys or anything. This was like I bought this box cheap off of one of the tables before heading back to the hotel.
Right.
So it wasn't like I was with anybody, but I did pull it myself.
Well, and think about this. If we're talking about which one's going to get probably more eyes on it and somebody's going to buy it in a Facebook group, you're probably going to sell the Passing the Torch. I could see a Mike Schmidt collector being like, oh, I've been after this card forever. Isn't that like 03 or 01 or something?
I think this is this is 01.
Okay, so
This
like
is the year that had the Bonds maze.
That's right. So you're
That's like
talking about a card that's 25 years old, 24 years old.
And it is a sweet autograph, like full name, everything, like across the card. It is. Yeah. I feel like you guys are torn too.
Well, I mean, I think you've got one for the shiny one and two for the retro, but I think the more I think about it, I think if you're looking at something that you can move to put into a different card that you like more, you'll be able to move the Passing the Torch way easier than you'll be able to move the retro, I think. And also you pulled it from a pack, so it's got more intrinsic value. So regardless of how cheap it becomes or expensive it becomes, you can still keep it because you have the memory of pulling it. So I think
right. And it is on card. It doesn't have the blue pin, which matches the old school throwback blue Phillies look.
Yeah.
Like it is a great card. Like, yeah, I'm not going to be upset with whichever
I
one.
love this. Now we're at, and so I get to be the one that decides the vote. Yeah, that's funny. I mean, but that's the thing that's wonderful about collecting is you've got variety.
To that point, that's why I bought this one to begin with. I like the shiny card more. That's why I bought this one.
Yeah, but I mean, you pulled that one from a pack, dude. I think that, and I mean, you're talking about looking through your collection. You're going to have that memory attached to it. It's not going to draw you in as much visually, but I think you're also not a Mike Schmidt collector. If that was Barry Bonds, then we wouldn't be talking about this. You'd have the shiny card and be done with it.
I might keep both.
Yeah, well, that's true. So. Well, I guess you get to be the final decider, but I think I'm leaning more toward the retro one now just because of the intrinsic value. That's what, for me, brings me attachment to my cards more.
I think you're right. I think I let the Passing the Torch go, and over time I try to get to a Bonds of this card. I love the picture of Bonds on this one. If you go look that up, the Bonds and Maze is obviously incredible, but there's also a single Bonds and a single Maze. Yeah,
that makes sense that they would do that. The Bonds when he's on one knee. That's just a great looking card, non-auto wise. That's a fantastic card.
Really, I think it's keep the one that I pulled because that's a memory, right? That ties back to going to that show and meeting up with everybody, even though you weren't there, seeing everybody else, having a good time.
Yeah, that was cool. That was really cool.
I'll keep the card that ties to a memory. That makes sense.
I think that's if all of our cards were to be like that, we'd have an easy time deciding what to keep and not to keep.
Yeah. But it's shiny.
That's true. One thing that I'm doing too is I'm going through my cards, and like for instance, I've got someone I'm probably going to sell the rest of my Justin Jeffersons to. And by the way, can I just say, like, I'm going to pour one out for Justin Jefferson. That poor guy. He's about in the worst quarterback situation that anyone's ever been in for a star like that. And I know you got to play through it, and he's trying to, but he had 2 catches for 4 yards today. So yeah,
brutal.
That's where we're at right now. And so I'm kind of in this thing like, do I hold until the cards go up, or do I get what I can get for them? Because they're still selling decently. Like, he's still who he is. He hasn't all of a sudden not become good. He's just in the worst situation ever. But I've got a guy who's willing to probably buy any that I don't want, as long as the price is right. And we've talked about that. Like, you get what you get when you've enjoyed the cards. And if they can go towards some other things, living expenses is always important here in California. Sure. But, or if a really nice, Darcy Kemper or A-Rod that we've had some chats about, if they can go toward that, then it's a no-brainer. If I could sell every non-A-Rod card besides Fleury and Kemper, for instance, for a certain A-Rod that we've discussed, well, I think that's a no-brainer, because I'm going to enjoy that card way more than all those. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think I'm really headed towards this whole, quality over quantity. It just takes a lot of time and effort to find the right buyers for, Star Wars cards and Jeffersons and things of that nature.
Something I'll throw out to the chat, and I've also been thinking about, since I do have active player cards as well, is even if they're in a lull, technically what happens in a lull, if you bought the card at a decent price a while ago, it's probably come up a little bit. If you sell a break even on the cards, then you got to enjoy the card in person. You get to liquidate, move on. And technically, when the player's not doing well, but they have like a high ceiling, like Jefferson is the best receiver, right? He has the highest ceiling. All he needs is a good QB, a different situation. He'll be the best receiver again on his stats, right? So he's going to have insane liquidity. So technically, even though the market might be down on him, people are going to be looking to buy him right now.
Oh, so for sure.
Actually, not a bad time to sell if you've been holding some of his stuff, because people are going to be looking to buy it.
Yeah, it's a good time to sell and a good time to buy, right? I think it works for both, as opposed to just being a good time to sell and only the people looking to grade stuff and get PSA 10s are buying. So yeah, so I'm looking at that. I've got a few really nice Star Wars cards that I've kept in a binder, zipped up, like one of those top loader binders. So definitely looking to move some of those. So I'll be working on that.
Yeah.
I know. This is such a great time. I mean, I think back, I have so many cards that pop into my head that I've bought during the holidays, like on Christmas, 2 days before Christmas, a week before Christmas. It's just, people are trying to clear out their inventory, and it's really amazing when you think about, like the cards that we've all added this time of the year. It's almost like clockwork, man. Like the weeks leading up to Christmas, people are needing money to buy gifts, and so they're going to start selling cards that they bought on a whim, and this is a great time to scoop that kind of stuff up. I think it's always important to kind of be ready to, as Luke would say, it's a bummer we don't have him here because he'd back us up on this. There's a list of cards that you buy when they pop up. And one of those, if you have like a list of 10, one of those is probably going to show up this month coming up. Right?
100%. Yeah. If you have a top 10 list, one of those of the top 10 will pop up for sale. Mm-hmm. It's almost a guarantee someone's going to try to move it during this season, because people are either liquidating to buy other stuff or make a change for the upcoming new year. Or they're liquidating to buy something else, right? Like something is happening in people's lives in this period where stuff just pops up that wouldn't normally pop up. It happens every year. And there are also like crazy sneaky deals to be had too, where people are just like, got to get rid of this stuff. Mm-hmm. Something's happening. Like I've got a few here that I'll show that I looked back at my purchase history and found some that I bought during December for insanely cheap. So here's the Rivera Bowman's Best, the International Atomic Refractor, $2. $2.
Jeez.
That was a December 17th purchase a few years ago.
Wow.
So like this kind of stuff just pops up randomly where people are like, I just got to get rid of things. I think this is the one where I think it's like a move thing. Like I'm moving, I got to get rid of stuff. Stuff has to leave.
That's really spectacular, dude.
Here's another one. Tony Gwynn. This is the season stat line. So this is
Yep.
another one I'm going to end up selling, even though I got it for super cheap, because the stat line is 41 hits, which is disrespect on his name.
Yeah, no joke.
It's like,
Come on, dude.
come on, man. You're doing 41 hits when this guy would hit 200 hits, 170 hits all the time. So like,
Right.
love the card. It's low numbered, but like I'll let it go. 787 for that one in December.
Dang.
And then here's another one. This was $5 with shipping. The Game Film Cal Ripken.
Wow. Those are super underrated. What are they numbered to 250 or
They're
500?
500 on the
Yeah,
back.
I know, but with how unique they are, and those are way
So
too.
cool. So
way
$5.
too-
I think I actually paid $5 in shipping, so it's probably like 11 something all in.
That's
But like
crazy, dude.
another card, like that kind of stuff also sneaks in December for some reason. Like people are just, I got to get rid of stuff. I'm moving or something's changing.
Right. Yeah, no, that's I mean, I definitely don't know if I can think off the top of my head. Like I'm looking at some cards I have scans of here that I've bought in December that were deals, but I think it's more like, when you have a big card show up and you're able to pounce on it, like this is a limited logo of Marc-Andre Fleury from 1920. And this had continually been listed for really, really high. And somebody listed this, I want to say it was like right after Christmas. So, I mean, I guess this whole discussion kind of applies to right before and right after Christmas time, because people get cool cards and they can move on from other stuff, or they're ready to kind of get stuff out before the turn of the new year. So the whole month of December, I believe this was like going right into December when this came up. But yeah, they didn't put the word limited logo in the listing. So they just put Marc-Andre Fleury Cup Patch Auto. And these have been selling for $500 to $600, and I think I got this for like $249 or something like that. So that was a fantastic deal, honestly, to be able to find a card that had consistently been going for double.
Yeah, and that's a good point too. That like post Christmas is another time where people get things in, and then they have to let stuff go right after Christmas.
Right. It happens a lot. You know what I mean? I feel like it happens more than you would think, and then you go back and you review some of your purchases and you're like, holy moly, like this came at Christmas, this came at Christmas, this came at Christmas time. Like it is kind of wild to think. Another example I have is, you think of, like you were saying, cards will come out of nowhere that have been not for sale forever. And this is a Foundation quad patch out of 10.
Sick.
And this, I got to give a shout out to Reed on Instagram. His buddy was selling a couple Flurries. And again, 2 weeks before Christmas, he needed some spending money, so he decided to let this card go. And this had been a card like in the top 10 want list. The patch auto of this was way up, which I was able to find. A year later in a private deal. But yeah, just such a cool card, man. And like stuff like that just doesn't typically show up for Marc-Andre Fleury. So for some reason during the holidays, it does. And so I'm hoping this year there's two cup cards left that I've never seen for sale of his. I'm hoping one of those shows up this month. That would be pretty amazing to kind of keep that going year after year.
Yeah.
Interesting comment from Curtis here. He talked about can't remember any PC holiday pickups. Hopefully I have a pickup this year, big one for sure. That leads me to a question for the chat here. I know we don't have too many people with us today. It's probably because Luke's not here. We don't have Perch. We don't have a couple others, and your dad's not here for an entrance.
Yep.
But I'm curious for the chat, what is one card you would love to see pop up that you would jump at the chance to buy? Like you would just click the buy it now. What do they call it? Smash the bin.
Yep.
What's one card you would smash the bin on if it showed up during the holiday season? I'd love to see some different answers from everybody in here. Let me throw that to you too, Ben. Like what's one card that you are in, that if you were to sell a few things, you'd be in position to snap up if it showed up?
Here's a surprise one for you that I've been eyeballing, but I want the right copy. And if the right copy showed up, I'm smashing the bin.
All right.
2001 Topps Finest Albert Pujols autograph.
Wow.
So it's the rookie autograph on card auto.
Okay.
It has a refractor finish. He signed in like a very streaky marker with a refractor chrome finish.
Okay.
Most of the copies are not good.
Let me see if I can find a good copy of it here. What's it numbered to?
It's not numbered. I don't know how many he signed. but I've been drawn to that design and that particular rookie card auto of him.
Oh, the horizontal card here. Okay,
Yep.
gotcha. I'll show a picture for everybody here so they can see what
That's
you're talking about.
You would not have expected to hear that from me, but I wonder. So I actually and the reason I was thinking of that card is 2 Christmases ago, I was at home at my parents' house celebrating Christmas. And I was sitting on the couch, and one of these came up on actually Mercari, so like
Oh,
a
wow.
different platform, for a reasonable price. And I hand wrung and waxed Wayne and showed it to my dad, and then put in like a 20% off offer. And then someone bought it for like slightly more than my offer. And now it's worth way more than what I would have paid 2 years ago.
You got to trust your instincts, man.
Yeah, it's like,
Trust
I should have just
instincts
bought
on
it. And so, but again, it was like a holiday card. I was at home for Christmas
Yep.
at my parents' house looking at this card. Like, I love this card. This is so cool. Like, what a perfect design for the autograph. That like oval shape is so cool. Like, great card.
Yeah, that's really interesting because it threw me off at first. I thought it was actually part of the card rather than it just being the design. I thought it was like indented, and so
Yeah, it almost looks like that. They like made a spot that looks like it's indented or cut into the card, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's on card.
Yeah, that is super cool, man. I like that.
It's like-
and like the little dots and like the way the dots come up and then dissipate. Yeah, great design.
Great design. So I'm keeping an eye out for one of those like that. If like a copy like that came up, like that autograph, that dark, that clean, done.
Okay.
But not for that price.
All right. Yeah, I know that price is absolutely crazy. Yeah, they're all $1,000 or more. PSA 10, $6,000. Yeah, that's crazy. Great answer. Love this one from Jeff. I think Ben will appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah.
For
I know
Dick.
Bernard has that card, I believe, right? I think he loves it. So yeah, big Iserman guy as well.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, that would be sick. We've also got a 2002 black chrome refractor Bagwell. I mean, the Ichiro is a beautiful card. The gold is beautiful, but the black.
I have the gold. I have the gold version of Ichiro, the black, tough. Also, this immediately makes me think of, I think, Matt, I've shown you this card before, the 2002 chrome black refractor of Bonds that has the 73 home run number in the back with the black. It's like a cool color match. Whew. Yep. Matt nailed it on that one. I would love to have that card as well.
And then I'm really excited about this one, the EX Jambalaya of Crosby. Yeah, that would be
sick.
Really, really special. That'd be awesome. Wow. Great. I love it. I love it. Curtis, there's a couple cards I'm curious about. Curtis, do you know about I'm not trying to be funny, so please forgive, but this is what they're called. The O-Pee-Chee Woody inserts. That's exactly what they're called. You're welcome for that. They're like a faux or fake wood feel. It's a UV, but Crosby has one of those, and those are really, really cool cards. And the only thing is, like, they're in O-Pee-Chee, long before I got hired there, they did these 3D like depth lenticular cards that tend to sell really well.
Yeah.
Then they have the Woody inserts, and those actually tend to go for quite a lot, again, because they were one-offs, right? So you look at like Quantum Leap, they've only been done once. So oftentimes they sell for quite a lot, like Crusades, right? Panini's tried to redo them, but let's be honest, like they're an OG insert.
They've done a whole Crusade product, right?
Yeah,
like
they
come
have,
on.
Actually. That's funny you say that. Well, I mean, there's one I'm not going to say that, so we're just going to leave that one alone.
Yep.
But if we're talking about Marc-Andre Fleury, I know one will not show up, and that's the Flawless Diamond out of 5. There's only 2 that I don't know where they're at out of the 5. But maybe one day I'll be able to trade for it from the person I got my shield from, because he was very, very kind and obviously trading me that will be my favorite card forever, most likely, Marc-Andre Fleury. But okay, got you. Curtis, hit me up on Instagram when you get a chance. Let's have a chat. So I guess for Marc-Andre Fleury, I don't update my website anymore, but I do love using the want list still. So I think it's easy for me to say that it would probably be not obviously the first card, because that's the card I'm referring to, but this emblems of endorsement. This card, as I've had dreams about finding this card. Now, obviously, okay, whatever, Matt. How many dual patch autos do you have of Marc-Andre Fleury? Well, quite a few, but the design of this card and him being in this uniform with my favorite mask, that would be a card I would jump at the chance to get.
Yeah.
And the other cup card I'm missing that I would like to get is this one here. These are two best friends. They won the cup together. They're wearing their finals jerseys. You can see by the patch right here.
Yep.
And Talbot actually scored both of the goals in Game 7, and they won 2-1. So Fleury made the beautiful save. Talbot had both goals. So this is one that I would love to find. Those are my
Amazing.
two that are like, please show up for the holidays.
Yeah.
Who knows if it'll actually happen? But yeah, that's what I'm like sitting here like this waiting for. And so hopefully I can move some things, where I can be in a position to try to get either the card that we are both thinking of right now, or one of those Marc-Andre Fleury's. I think outside of those three, there's one really cool Darcy Kemper rookie auto patch out of 5 that's part of the word Reebok. That would be really, really special to
nice.
own, just because it's such a significant card of his, probably his best rookie card out there. Other than that, honestly, those 4, that's about it,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm very excited getting into this next year because my goals are going to change significantly, mainly because that's when my products are going to start coming out. So it's going to be very strange and exciting to try to like go get stuff that I conceived at my job. And I'm very excited to come on the podcast and just talk about that. And also, it'll be really cool to get input from you, and which I have, and then some of the viewers of our pod to try to implement some of those into the designs in some way, because I care a lot about kind of dropping little tributes to people in there, whether it's bringing something back in a way or incorporating some kind of design element, because I think that's one of the most enjoyable things. So it's going to be cool to kind of see how things change for both of us going into the next year. You're going to be coming to California, which is going to be amazing to be able to do one of these shows in person, but also, kind of seeing how things might evolve.
You'll have to have a separate box for this is the stuff I collect that I also helped conceive.
Right. Yeah, that is going to be cool. Oh, I did, huh? Oh, shoot, Curtis, oh no, this is hilarious. I'm not going to, this isn't to make fun because I used to do all this, because you have to learn how Instagram works, right? And when you see those stories, it's like share your own. It was like post a cool rookie card and all your friends have posted them. Well, Curtis did that, and he posted a sick card, but what it does is like a quarter of the screen originally is the thing, is like the emblem of like, what's it say, post your own. And you have to like squeeze, like pinch to make it bigger. Well, he just put the sick card, but the thing was right in front of the guy's face. And I was like, I don't know who this is. I was giving him a hard time. But I don't think it was on purpose, because obviously I think we've all on Instagram posted stuff cropped wrong. Like you think you're posting it, but it like literally, like if you were posting this card, it would post like that and that. So you're like, literally you're looking at that. You know what I mean?
100 times I've done that.
So I had to give him a little bit of a hard time. He's like, dude, I don't know who this is. But it was more of like, hey, you can do this and move the stuff around. And Instagram is still one of those things where, can we agree, it could be so much more.
It could be, it could be so much better. But
like,
it is what it is. It's a way we can still develop our community. So we're stuck with it for the time being.
Right, for sure.
Pops up for us.
Been doing it all this time.
Dude.
Does that mean you've been forgetting to do it, or you just messed up on that one? Because I don't blame you, dude. Instagram is a pain in the butt sometimes.
I think the first like 40 or 50 cards I posted on Instagram with my BB card collector account, all were cropped wrong, because Instagram has a different cropping size. Like their display size is different from like your iPhone. Right. When you crop and edit your photo, it's totally different when it gets uploaded. I did that like 40 times. I was like, I wonder why they're all displaying in these like preview sizes that are so small. And then I realized that's the actual image that's getting uploaded. I was like, oh, no one can see 20% of my cards. Like all of them are cut off.
I'm going to throw something else out there, and this isn't like a wish we could do this better. It's more of like consistency. One thing that I've really struggled with, the way I take my pictures, this is going to be hard to tell, but right now all these look about the same, but look at the Darcy Kemper making the save in the middle. You notice how it's darker than all the rest?
Yeah.
When it's previewing on my phone, it's as bright as all the rest of them. But that looks fine, right?
Yeah.
And look at how nice and bright that is. Like, it's definitely different. And when you come down here to these, like that one right there is significantly darker, and that one, than the rest of these are. So I have to remember to go into my settings. Like, look how dark that one is.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
compared to this one. Like, Instagram does a really interesting job of the way stuff works, and I feel like I would love for there to be a way to sort your Instagram from. I was talking to this Independence hockey card collector, great photographer, by the way. He and I were talking about, wouldn't it be nice to like go to your last one and like sort it from oldest to newest to go back and see like what have I posted?
Please.
What would I like to repost? Folders for stuff. Like, there's so many more ways that,
Yeah.
instead of just a feed, you know what I mean? But I'll stop there.
So
Yeah.
if I could pivot a little bit, because I did touch on this earlier, that I found a card on Mercari.
Yeah.
Something in the holiday season to keep an eye out for is other platforms outside of eBay. So Mercari is one for everybody. If you're not already on there, get on there. Make weird saved searches. People list stuff all the time incorrectly on there for cards.
Yep.
Be on Facebook Marketplace looking. Like,
Yep.
stuff gets listed there. People are just trying to liquidate something. It's the holiday season. Get rid of something. You know, the next year, you know, new apartment, whatever is coming up. Like,
Yep.
that stuff gets listed on that. Like, be on the weird secondary, tertiary platforms, and like
Right.
stuff is going to come up on those platforms in the holiday season that you wouldn't normally see.
Right. No, you're right. That's a great reminder, Ben. I was just on here looking around. I did find a nice Kemper patch, like a dual patch from like his second year for $12. Like, and you found like the Pujols, you could have got a great deal on it. So I think that, and then also ComC. I mean, I know you can see ComC cards on eBay, but a big tip for everybody is that if you go on eBay and you see a card listed at ComC for like $30 on eBay, right? It says $30 and you got whatever. Go to ComC, log into your account. It's like 22 or 20 or 25.
Huge tip. Yeah.
They raise the prices for eBay. And I've bought a couple times, I'll admit, because ComC shipping takes forever. If you buy a card directly from eBay, on eBay from ComC, they'll ship it out to you within a couple days. They have a whole different department for that. But if you were to buy it on ComC and you know, bulk ship it with a bunch of other stuff, well, then you've got to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks or whatever, depending on what you pay for shipping wise. So it's good to remember that, but still, there's some great deals to be had. The price you see on eBay, you should run right to ComC, log in and see what the price is on ComC. And oftentimes you can make offers on there as well.
You can make offers, and ComC will also run their own internal auctions.
Yep.
And those get way fewer eyes, and sometimes you get crazy steals. Like, I've gotten steals on a ComC auction that was on ComC but not on eBay.
It should be on both. Should be on both. Wow.
Well, this was a few years ago where I was doing
this. It's on eBay now. It is on eBay.
They do both now? Bummer.
People still, for some reason, I don't know why, but they are still cheaper. I promise. They are still cheaper.
Yeah, for whatever reason, even those auctions are cheaper. So ComC is definitely a good, like, keep an eye there. Do your searches for the cards you're really looking for, and there's a chance they pop up on ComC for some reason.
Yeah, those are both really good deals there. Yeah, and they'll actually on ComC, it'll tell you when a card is coming up for auction. So if you go search, you know, Barry Bonds, it'll say 10 days. This card's going to be on auction, so you can
prep. You can go sell a couple things. Yep.
That's really good. Yeah, those are all some great tips there, Ben.
And then my last tip that I had, I don't know if you had any more bullet points. My last one was, if you are near an LCS, visit during the holiday season. People who are really looking to liquidate something fast to buy presents or whatever, travel for the holiday season, will go straight to the LCS and try to get cash. And occasionally stuff that's like crazy rare just shows up at the card shop, where someone walked in with them, liquidated them, and there they are. Like, I guarantee you. So the one that's closest to me is Shep's cards here. Some of you guys, if you listen to Sports Cards Nonsense or whatever, are familiar with Shep. Like, That's my LCS. I like going there. I like Shep, and people know him for being into 90s baseball too. So he'll get stuff in that's specific to 90s baseball. Like I went in there 3 years ago for Christmas, and someone had dropped off the entire 1997 Donruss Elite Passing the Torch autograph set. The entire set.
Wow.
Like 2 weeks before Christmas.
Jeez.
The dual autos and the single autos, the entire set. So like
That's
stuff
crazy.
like that does get dropped off at your LCS. So if you're near one, make sure you make a visit or two during the season and just see if something comes in the shop that's like unexpected, because it does happen.
That is pretty amazing. Not gonna lie, that is pretty darn amazing, dude. Yeah, you never know. That's a great point. Yeah, just like you said, people coming and bringing stuff. I've thought about doing it with some Topps cards, but
I've got some I'm going to drop off to him. Like
Yeah.
I'm going to take some stuff into Shep. So like I'll be dropping stuff off. Other people will. Like
Right.
It does happen.
Yeah,
That's the easiest drop off and get cash in hand right away. Like, so some stuff is going to come in where people just need the money right now, and a surprise might be there.
Right. Good point. Good point. I guess the small tip is regardless of all this preparing and all this other stuff, you're probably going to have some free time at home. Sit back and enjoy the cards. Enjoy what you have. It's so easy to forget that. Enjoy what you have. Yeah, we have these pickups, and that's how, as a collector, we're all looking to add the next thing, and that's great because the chase keeps us motivated. But pull out the cards and look through them, and just realize like how fortunate you are that you have what you have. It's not, it's easy to get into this comparison with everybody, but just sit back and look at the cards and think about if you were 10 years old looking at that collection that you have now, what would your 10-year-old self say? And we'd all be in awe that we have what we have. Like we didn't own autograph cards and patches and all this crazy stuff. Like the fact that we have what we have is just ridiculous. So that's my last one.
I think that's a great leading message. And one more I'll say is my last message will be, as you're going through those cards, if there's things that you feel like you don't want anymore, but somebody else that might want them, like it's the giving season. So I have a couple cards that I've gone through and I'm like, I enjoy this card, but maybe someone else will enjoy it. So I guess here's one, Matt, that I've got that I'm going to send to you. Lindor, the gold out of 50. It's a cool photo.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, he really
actually pulled this card out of this same box.
Oh, did you really? What a box, dude. Let's go.
And I was like, this card is so cool. I'm going to keep this. I love this card. I'm like, actually, Matt would enjoy this card more. When
you got a nice little stack for me over there now. I think we have stacks for both.
I've got a growing stack for you, and 'tis the season. I'm like, this one should go to Max, or should go to Matt too. Yeah, so there we go. We both have stuff, and we're just going, you know what? Send something to a friend.
All right. Well, this has been a fun one. I know we didn't have nearly the people that we normally do, probably because everybody's still recovering from a food coma from Thanksgiving. But for those who do watch this afterwards, we hope that this has been somewhat helpful and reflective for you. For those who did join us live, Curtis, Matt, Jeff, and MD Cards Plus, this one right here. We really appreciate you all hanging out in the chat with us. And we look forward to coming back in a couple weeks. Ben and I are going to likely be talking about finding some hidden value, which I think will lend itself great to looking for some of those types of cards. Like find some really good deals for yourself over the holidays. Feel like you found some fun cards without having to break the bank, because the holiday season is expensive. There's a lot of things that you're going to need to spend money on that don't have to do with cards. Wouldn't it be great to spend $25 and find some really sweet cards for your collection? So we might end up doing that. It'd be fun. But we will be back then, and our final show of the year will be on the 28th of December, which will be our year in review show. That one will be a little bit longer and more exciting, but really looking forward to that one. So anyways, Ben, appreciate seeing you, man. It was awesome talking through some of these points. I know I'm going to do some of these myself.
Me too.
How are any closing thoughts on your end?
Yeah, I have to do as I say. I made a lot of good points here, but I have to actually execute on them. I think there's going to be a lot of good opportunities out there, and I've got a stack of cards here. I know I need to go ahead and liquidate and be prepped for
the big card
that will show up. Something is going to show up. this month. It always does in December. So I'm going to be ready. I hope you guys out there are ready too.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. Well, I hope that you're able to do that. I know I'm looking forward to liquidating some things, make some room in case something big shows up, and also spend time enjoying the collection. So
Yep.
we'll see everybody in 2